Right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol SENS, Senseonics Holdings Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, and to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video, and to stay tuned on in towards the end of the video because I have a lot to cover with you guys. We're going to talk about a ticker symbol that I mentioned last week over at the Patreon, and 2 days later, I mentioned it towards the end of the videos, right? Like I always do. And this stock, I wanted every single investor and viewer to be aware and prepared like a hawk for the opportunities to strike. And it's ran up already 25% plus since we've talked about it. And we're going to talk about it today, why I believe there's so much opportunity moving forward. So stay tuned. So here we are, SENS, Senseonics Holdings Inc. SENS stock or SENS stock is a stock with opportunity. I've talked about this in other videos, and I did mention once or twice actually that it's a bit speculative because it is a penny stock. I do want you guys to be aware of that, and we're waiting for the FDA approval, but their Eversense technology is game changing, and I'm going to tell you guys some of the points to look at right now in this chart and why I believe this stock has opportunity. So here we are with Senseonics Holdings Inc. on this list, right, of best penny stocks to buy right now, 3 under $4 to watch next week. And this was actually posted March 20th, and they're basically saying that, I guess, last week, right, when you look at this time frame right here, around this time, that they were going to hit some new lows or an opportunity was going to present themselves, but they're letting you know that there's an opportunity moving forward. So some of the things that they covered here is SENS stock actually was able to raise capital, right, with their offering of 175 million, and they brought in about 4 million in revenue. That's actually a good start to becoming some type of growth, right, for this company. And then the CEO is saying that they're very pleased with their fourth quarter results and their commercial collaboration agreement with Ascensia and the success of our recent financings. These steps conclude a strategically transformational year for Senseonics. So they're saying that 2020 is a changing year towards the end of the year, and starting 2021, it's going to be game changer from here on out. So if you believe in this stock, the time to buy this stock to actually call it a winner, right, or maximize profits is this year or even last year in the fourth quarter of 2020, right? But it's too late for that. We're here now in Q1 going into Q2 of 2021. So if you believe in this technology, there's no better time than now to start doing your research and understand if this is what you see yourself investing in. I'm not here to give you guys financial advice or tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold any positions in Senseonics, but this is going to be game changer. I know a lot of people are still worried about the fact that, you know, when you use the Eversense glucose monitor, right, but this is a continuous glucose monitor system, it's going to have to still need blood, right? Like the people need to poke themselves, and the blood needs to go ahead and, you know, come out. So the poking seems like it's going to be something that's not fun or exciting or changing, right? It's not really going to disrupt the market. Well, I'm going to tell you guys that that is something that so far not many different companies have been able to disrupt, and that's still something that, you know, anyone in this realm of this sector, right, or anyone with diabetes still has to do at some point. The cool thing about Senseonics is the length of time for these patients to not have to go back to the doctors, right? That's going to be one good thing. You know, less visits to the doctor if things are monitored and going well. The second thing is less type of collaboration of calibrating the system, right? Because when you go to the doctor's office, they calibrate the system and they do all these different things at the point of the patient care. Now, less times doing that. And just overall, the Eversense is going to be game changer for the sector, and they're going to get a market share, which they literally say here that it's going to improve its market exposure, something to keep in mind for Sens. And also, this is going to help reduce the cost and access for broader range of patients. So they're going to be able to get a market share. They're basically saying it there Revenue is going to grow. We're going to see net profits. You know, the market cap here is barely 1 billion right now. This could easily be a 10 to 30 billion dollar company if things go well, if things actually grow. And there's the risk to reward, because it is a penny stock. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. The earlier in, the better to ride the ride, right? To go ahead and see this rise. I look forward to seeing your guys' thoughts down below. If you're against the whole thought of, you know, patients still having to poke themselves, do you think that kind of defeats the purpose of the Eversense technology? Or do you think that's not something that's going to hold it back? I look forward to seeing your guys' thoughts. So today's support here, sitting at 266, is 264, and the 50-day moving average is 264. If that gets broken through, watch this carefully. And the most important support level to look for if there's weakness is 242 based off the chart. That's one of the lowest points reached after this recovery here from the 190s running up 242. So you want to keep that in mind. Now our resistance here is 284 that needs to be broken through to continue the momentum. But before getting there, we do have this point here of 271 to see if momentum is building and working its way up to newer highs and new resistance levels. As always, guys, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel with the YouTube algorithm, and stay tuned for all the information on the ticker symbol you won't want to miss. So the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys is a ticker symbol that I shared last week on YouTube, okay? And I mentioned it on the Patreon 2 days before that. So if you guys want to get live updates on what ticker symbols I'm watching and adding to my watch list weekly and throughout the week when opportunities present themselves, you can join me and the other investors over at the Patreon. The opportunities are going to be massive because all I focus on is maximizing profits and minimizing losses. No speculation, no hype, focused data, raw data on opportunities to strike like a hawk. So if that's how you feel about the market, you want to strike like a hawk and you want to maximize profits and minimize losses, join me over at the Patreon for 13 cents a day. The first tier is $4. I'm making it budget friendly because I understand, you know, the struggle. I understand the hustle. And you know what? You know, that's going to give you the position to get started and probably start understanding more about the market by being part of the Patreon. And at 13 cents a day, there's so much information you will be receiving. So many opportunities. So the ticker symbol I want to share with you guys, we have the chart pulled up, CHPT. We're going to talk about it in just a moment. I talked about it last week. We're going to talk about it again. Talked about it over at the Patreon a few days before I mentioned it on YouTube. But the message here is for you guys not to overlook this part of the video. There's so much value in this part of the video. I'm not even kidding. It's your opportunity to get, you know, a freebie or at least some insight on what I have over at the Patreon to equip you guys, because when I mention stocks, I don't mention one stock at a time. I mention 3 to 4 stocks per week, and then throughout the week I add 2 to 3 or 4 stocks as well if they're presenting themselves as a temporary pullback opportunity. That's what I look for. I look for the setbacks that are turned into setups. So if you guys want opportunities and you are looking for opportunities in the market, you can join us over at the Patreon and the other investors. But this is what I said about CHPT back on March 21st. I said everyone focuses on the EV car makers, but forget to focus on the source that can give the EV cars the fuel and drive it needs to perform its purpose. Okay? A lot of us overlook that sometimes. We think, oh, well, we can just charge at home. There's going to be a secret sauce that the charging stations have or power that charging at home won't have. And it's going to be reducing charge time. Okay? I know charging stations are a little weak right now, but in the near future, they're going to be much more in demand. Trust me, when you're traveling or moving around, or rather just charge for a low cost, quickly, you know, a few minutes, and you got a full battery, you know, that's going to change the game. Now, I said charge point is very important to watch because of its recent pullback, how it reached below $20. And then I sold a chart up, you know, up here. I was about to say upstairs, up here in the graph, and then in the post. And I basically said that if it touches those numbers again, it's going to be important to pay attention to it. And if charge point does reach those levels, I want you guys to be aware that it's not the industry leader, but it will get its piece of the pie in the market share and charging stations. Well, let's look at the chart. So I mentioned it on the 21st. That's actually the day before the 22nd. The 22nd, it ran from $23 and some change to $25. And every single Patreon member could have been like, yo, I thought we were going to see a pullback. Well, that was Monday. And that Monday, there was some strength in the market. But I wasn't too worried about that because I knew overall this stock had some weakness. Well, it just took 3 days later, right? And it touched a bottom here of about $19 and some change. So every single Patreon member that weekend was well equipped to watch this, right? So after Monday, on Tuesday, they saw it dip. Then on Wednesday, they saw it run back up and then it dipped. And they're like, whoa, okay, this is getting weak. We're getting closer to $20. Now, if it didn't touch below $20, the closer it was to $20, the bigger the opportunity. But it certainly broke back down to $19 and some change. It got close to that low of $19.50, and we saw it reach right here at $19.60. From that point forward, it's been running up, and it was consolidating within that period of time here from actually that same date when it ran up all the way towards right here on the 30th. So for about 5 days, it was sitting between almost $20 and that $21 mark, slightly breaking to $22 and then falling back down. But it stayed within that area, $20 to $22. And yesterday, it started to run in the after hours, and it reached 22 and some change, and today it broke out, okay? Why am I telling you guys to add this to your watch list if you don't have it already? Because this breakout will have a pullback at some time, and we're looking at the bigger picture. That's what we focus on here in Invest for Tomorrow, right? We maximize profits, minimize losses. We focus on the destination and ride the journey. And that's the whole goal, right? It's not going to draw itself out just like that, but I'm trying to show you guys a visualization of what we look for, right? Opportunities, right? We strike like a hawk for the opportunity, and then we ride it towards its destination, and the destination is up. That's what we focus on. That's what we look for. That's what we do here in Invest for Tomorrow. So if you want to maximize profits, minimize losses, for 13 cents a day, $4 a month, which is the first tier, you'll be able to receive those opportunities. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.